Hi everyone, my name is Staniqua. Thank you for checking out my first official YouTube video. I am new to this, so I wanted to just do a welcome introduction video, kind of let everyone know what I'm about, what I'm going to be talking about, and what I desire to present forth. So first and foremost, thank God for the ability to be here, to be able to share our lives in such a way that can be so powerful and impactful. And I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful for that. Um, and I'm walking on ice on this one, because I've been pushed and asked to do this for a very long time, and I've just been very timid and shy about it and not knowing how I should do it, what I should say. So I'm very outside of my comfort zone, but being uncomfortable is where your blessings are sometimes. Sometimes it takes being out of your comfort zone to make the most positive impact, not only on yourself, but on others. Um, so a few things that I kind of anticipate and expect to happen with this YouTube channel is weekly, I am going to be uploading a video, posting a video, talking about some of the things that has happened in my life and the things that I see happen in other women's lives, especially those of us who are believers. Um, I think sometimes people feel like because you are spiritual, um, that your life is perfect. I think sometimes people have the connotation that because you are so spiritually grounded or you're walking and professing your faith, that there's no way that you can go through things. And that definitely is not true. That's actually far from the truth. If I'm honest, I think that I've gone through a whole lot more now since I have given my life to Christ than before. Um, and I wanted this to be a place of conversation. I wanted to be able to share, like I said, parts of my life and the things that I have gone through and the way that things have changed for me since I have started my own spiritual journey. Um, and just really kind of shed light and kind of bring another approach or a breath of fresh air from the things that I've gone through, the things that I continue to go through daily. Um, and I wanted to be able to share that, and I wanted a place to share that, and get other people's inputs and their thoughts. So in the comment section, if there's any topics or anything that you want me to talk about specifically that relates to you or to your friend or anyone, um, I'm really honest and I'm really open and I'm really willing, to share that because a lot of times in life we go through things, and I'm just a firm believer that we go through things not just for ourselves, but that we can help other people. So if there's a mistake that I've made, if I can give you advice or give you my pointers so that you don't have to go through the same thing that I went through, why would I not? So I felt like that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this, and I feel like I wanted to be able to be a place of confidence, a place of warmth, a place of trust. I think sometimes we go through things in life and we wish that we had somebody that would be willing to share their experiences and share the things that they've went through so that we can understand that I'm not in this alone. I'm not crazy for feeling this way or thinking this way or going through that. There's somebody out there who's just went through the exact same thing that I went through. And I want to be that person that can, reach my hand out to say, here, let me help you. Let me give you what I have been given. And another thing that really triggered me to want to, just like I was saying before, about us being women of faith, and how sometimes, and not just women of faith, I would say, but most of the time when you're spiritual and you're on a spiritual journey, a lot of times when you're talking about the things that you struggle with, the things you're going through, people on the outside sometimes that can be like, but how can you go through that? Like, you're a Christian. And it's like, nah, boo. Like, I still go through stuff. I'm not exempt. The fact that I even said yes to this life essentially put a target on my back. And I said yes to being attacked too, because we're all not exempt from it. But what really inspired me, what really drew me to want to do this, was because I have realized, especially in my generation, the millennial woot woot, there's a lot of women, there's a lot of girls, there's a lot of teenagers or teenage girls, you know, a lot of people who don't necessarily have the source or the answers that they need. There's a lot of people who go through things and they're scared to talk to people about what they're going through. Or they may just not have somebody that they can go to and pour into and say, hey, this is what I'm going through, this is how I'm feeling. Can you tell me a little bit about that? And when I think about it, it makes me think about during the biblical times how the women in different tribes and stuff like that, there would be a period of time where they would all go in a tent and stay. And typically it was like during, you know, like menstruation or like childbirth and stuff like that. Like, you know, women of the tribe would come together in a tent. And it made me think to myself, oh my gosh, I wonder what type of conversations were had in that tent. Just to think about women from all different walks of life, all different ages, all different backgrounds coming together in this one time, and not seeing it as a time of competition, not seeing it as a time of negativity, but a time for us to really grow and bond and to share our stories and share what we've gone through, share the things that we're going through with each other, to kind of come together and just pour wisdom and pour love out on each other. And you know, I'm very thankful, and I'm very blessed, as my shirt says, in that sense, is because I felt as though I've had those tent moments throughout life. I've been very fortunate and very blessed to be around my friends that are my age, but also I've been afforded the opportunity to be around older women who gave me wisdom, who gave me understanding, who taught me some very valuable things about life that I have been able to transfer over into my friends of my age. So that's always been a passion of mine. I am a very big helper. I am a people person, and I love being able to share my intellectual wisdom, understanding, advice, whatever you want to call it, and being able to have a way to assess that and pass that on to whoever wants it or whoever is willing to listen. So I have decided that my YouTube channel will be called Daughters Tent, and every week that I come to you with a new video, it'll be Tent Talk. And I want to talk about everything. If you followed me before, I do have a Periscope, but I'm, of course, stopping my Periscope to start doing my YouTube channel. But there's been different things that I've talked about that I have seen very positive reviews. So maybe I'll kind of like do a remix on those and bring them over to this and go from there. The first video, or not first video, but the most recent Periscope that I did, I called it Victim or Villain. And mainly what I talked about was realizing that sometimes in situations we are the one that's innocent, like we are the victim. But then we hold on to the negative energy, or we hold on to the vibes that that person gave us. So now we're not allowing ourselves to be able to forgive them because we're stuck in being petty, right? So if I am saying I forgive this person, I'm cool, I moved on from what you did was very shady, it was petty, I'm done, by Felicia, but then I'm still holding on to all of that negative energy. I'm holding on to all the negativeness from that situation. Am I really a victim, or am I being a villain to my own feelings? And I think sometimes that's where we get caught up at. And I've been there, no doubt, been there, done that. I've been in that situation where I've said that I've forgiven somebody, forgiven the person for what they've done, but I'm still being a villain. Like, even though I've been a victim in that situation, I'm still a villain to my feelings. And now I feel as though, based upon the way that you've treated me, I am now going to allow my feelings to dictate how I handle you. And it doesn't have to be that way, because I'm not allowing myself to really heal. I'm not allowing myself to really forgive for the situation that has happened. And it takes really knowing yourself and really digging deep to get rid of those feelings, because what happens is, as you get older, as life continues to go on, what I've realized is all of those times that I was a villain to my feelings, I have let that infiltrate into every other aspect of my life. And I end up treating people and treating relationships in the near future based upon how I felt from the time when a certain person did this or did that to me. And it's powerful, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Like, for example, I can say, and one of the important things is realizing is trying to figure out your weeds, finding out the things that trigger you, because as you go on throughout life, you'll realize that there will be certain instances, certain people that you may encounter that'll trigger those same negative feelings from what happened to you 5, 6, 10 years ago. And I can say for me, one of the things that I had to realize was I had a weed of not being able to handle people not being loyal to me. And it's because I am so loyal to a T. And I feel as though if I treat you a certain way and I give you this level of loyalty, there's like an unspoken line of loyalty that I respect and return back. So if I feel like I'm not getting that back, I start to kind of be salty. And and I have ended friendships because of it. And I mean, and the friendships were rightfully so needed to end, because it wasn't like it was a good friendship from the beginning. But based upon their actions and based upon what they had done, that started affecting how I treated and how I categorize other people in my life. And they may not have even been bad people, the people in the future that I'm doing this to now, but because I had experienced this, I had allowed myself to put up this wall of villainry based upon my emotions. Um, so that was one of the main things that I had talked about. That's one of the things that I am continuing to learn. If I had to suggest a book to read, I would definitely suggest Right Now. Just depending on where you are, where you're transitioning, especially when you're starting to learn yourself and trying to get more self-identity and more self-awareness, I would definitely read Don't Settle for Safe by Sarah Jakes Roberts. It's a really good book. And of course, she does talk about finding your weeds as well. So it's a very good, informative book. It helped me a whole lot. It helped me tremendously. And since then, I have been really doing a lot of soul searching and a lot of deconstructing everything that I thought I knew about myself, and allowing my spiritual walk to kind of like help me repair and learn the things about me. And it's not necessarily because I'm saying I'm a bad person or anything like that, but self-growth is always important. As humans, we should always be evolving. And if you're not evolving, it kind of you should kind of question yourself like, well, why am I not evolving? Do I not have a desire to evolve? If I do have a desire to evolve, how do I go about doing that? And for me, the older that I get, my desires, the things that I want in life are starting to change. So therefore, because they are changing, it's causing me to have to do some self-reflection and transition and, like I said, deconstruct some things in order to get to the things that I am now desiring in life. Um, so these are all things that I want to talk about. I just want to be able to share my story, be able to share my journey, have guests come with me and have co-hosts and speak with me, and just really go from there. Really talk about the things that we're struggling with. Talk about the things that sometimes are hard to talk about because you don't want to talk about it. An example for me, one of the things that I really want to talk about next is rejection, because we always look at it as it's such a bad thing, but there's blessings in rejection. Rejection doesn't always have to be bad, but the issue is that sometimes we're so programmed to feel like if you're being rejected, it's a bad thing. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. So that will be like my next topic on next week. It would be rejection. But I hope that you all do enjoy my channel. I hope that you all pull something from it, and I hope that it blesses you some kind of way, form, or fashion. Feel free to share, feel free to subscribe, to like, do all of that fun stuff. And like I said, definitely hit the comments and let me know if there's any topics in particular that you want to talk about, because I'm down to talk about essentially any and everything, unless it's too risque or inappropriate. But I just want to be able to be kind of like a guiding light in a way. My path is not perfect. Let me say that again. My path is not perfect. I am not perfect. I am not 100%. I'm not claiming to be the guru, give you all the answers. But like I said previously, if I can give you some advice based upon the things that I've been through, and it can help you or help someone then that's a blessing. That's what it's about, is being able to share the wisdom and the knowledge that we have, not just to keep it for ourselves, but to help share it and give it to others. So I look forward to Tent Talk with you all. I hope you guys are excited about it. I'm very excited about it, and I'm so ready to grow. I'm so ready to share and love and hear people's stories and see people evolve and see you all flourish and prosper in whatever it is that you are called to do. I hope that you all stay encouraged. I hope that you all stay blessed. And I love you all. God bless. Have a good day.